If there's something that super excites me, is baking at the comfort of my home, because there's always that nice baking aroma in your kitchen. So in this recipe, I'm going to be baking some delicious, soft, fluffy, flavorful tiramisu rolls, which are going to turn out incredible. They're going to be perfect to serve over brunch, breakfast, any time of the day, because they're going to be so delicious. Coffee is a signature flavor in this recipe, and you're going to need 1.5 grams of instant coffee, that is a teaspoon. Also, you're going to need some instant yeast, milk, egg, salt, sugar, melted butter or margarine, together with your all-purpose flour, and everything you're going to find listed in the description box down below. So into a mixing bowl, you're going to be adding in the wet ingredients, and I'm going to start with my milk. Crack in an egg, add in your melted margarine. Then you're going to add in the dry ingredients, starting with your instant yeast. Coffee. Using a spoon, I'm going to mix up the wet ingredients until fully combined. And if you're going to be using dry yeast, you're going to add in your lukewarm milk in your bowl, add in your sugar and your dry yeast. Then you're going to wait for 5 minutes so that the yeast can activate. But because I'm using the instant yeast, I'm going to be adding in all the ingredients at a go. So I'm going to add in some salt. We are now adding in the dry ingredients, and the salt is going to balance the sweetness of the rolls. Add in a third cup of sugar. Once more, I'm going to use a spoon and mix up the sugar, salt together with the wet ingredients. Proceed to add in my all-purpose flour. Use a spoon or a spatula to mix up your dry ingredients together with the wet, and once a shaggy dough is formed, you're going to go in with your hands and knead for around 2 to 3 minutes. That is. If you're using a stand mixer, just add in all the ingredients and let the mixer do its job or its work. After adding in the instant coffee, the dough has a very nice aroma, which is going to make the rolls very delicious. Also, it has a brownish color from the coffee. You're going to use your hands and scrape the bottom of the bowl to make sure all the dry ingredients are getting fully combined into a dough. While you flip, you can sprinkle in a little bit of flour if you notice that it's on the sticky side. And if it's on the dry side, you can add in a tablespoon of milk at a time until you have a soft and elastic dough. After 3 minutes, this is how your dough should be looking. As you can see, it's soft, it's elastic, and it's not sticky at all. So I'm going to tuck in the bottom just like this to form a smooth top. Then I'm going to transfer back into my bowl, add in a teaspoon of cooking oil, and this is going to prevent the dough from drying out. Spread the oil. Tuck in once more. And then I'm going to use a cling film, or it's a cling film, to wrap up my bowl so that the dough doesn't dry out as it's proofing. That is doubling up in size. Resting the dough is very crucial, and it will take around 30 minutes to an hour depending on where you are. If you're somewhere where it's hot, it's going to take around 30 minutes. But right now, it's cold, so it's going to take around 1 hour. It's been 1 hour and my dough has doubled up in size, as you can see. So for this step, you're going to need a baking tray, and I'm using a silicone one. which I always use to bake my cinnamon rolls or any type of bread, because the bread doesn't stick on the pan. So now we are going to be making some filling for our tiramisu rolls, and into my small bowl you're going to add in some cocoa powder. This is a tablespoon. Add in a tablespoon of instant coffee, a teaspoon of cinnamon powder, half a cup of granulated sugar or brown sugar. Then you're going to mix up using a spoon until everything is fully combined. Then next you're going to add in your softened butter or margarine into the bowl. Then using my spoon, I'm going to mix up the margarine together with the rest of the ingredients. And once it's fully mixed up, this is how it's going to be looking. As you can see, we have a dark color from adding in the cocoa powder, the cinnamon powder, and coffee. So that is going to be the signature look on the tiramisu rolls. So I'm going to place my filling aside. Pick my bowl. Then I'm going to remove the cling film. Punch to remove the excess air pockets. Then I'm going to transfer to my countertop by sprinkling in a little bit of flour. Knead for around 30 seconds to a minute. Tuck in the bottom. Then I'm going to spread some more flour, making sure I spread the flour on my countertop just like this so that the dough doesn't stick. Then I'm going to pick a rolling pin, dust a little bit with the flour, and roll out the dough. It's going to be very easy for you to push the dough because it's soft and elastic. All you have to do is just push using your rolling pin a little bit, and the dough just spreads. No hassle. You're going to roll out your dough into a square shape, just like this. And this is around half an inch. Make sure to press so that the dough can spread evenly. And once done, I'm going to pick my filling, use a palette knife, and spread the filling on my dough. Then carefully, I'm going to spread the filling on the dough, and it's going to be very easy for you to spread the filling using your palette knife. Once done, you're going to pick one end of the dough and roll into a log. So you're going to tightly roll just like this so that you can create those beautiful layers. Then you'll need a string or a knife to cut out your dough. So I'm going to cut off one end just like that, and the string is going to give you a clean cut just like this. Then I'm going to mark out the rest of the dough. When done, I'm going to run the string under the dough and cut just like this. And this is how your dough should be looking. Transfer on my baking tray, and then I'm going to cut off the rest of the rolls. Nice, just look at that, gorgeous. I have some remaining dough which I'm going to be baking in my mini tins. So I've already oiled the tins. I'm going to pick and place like this. Nothing goes to waste. So once done, you're going to cover your dough once more with a kitchen towel and rest for around 20 minutes so that the dough can double up in size again. And after 10 minutes, you're going to preheat your oven at 180 degrees Celsius while the dough is still resting for around 10 minutes. After 20 minutes, this is how your dough is going to be looking. And as you can see, it has doubled up in size again. So now you're going to be baking at 180 degrees Celsius for 18 to 20 minutes. My cinnamon rolls are ready and the kitchen has been smelling so incredible as they were baking. So I'm going to cool for around 5 minutes, and while they are cooling, I'm going to be making a very simple drizzle or glaze. This is 1 cup of powdered sugar. I'm going to add in a teaspoon of milk at a time while mixing. And this is how everything should be looking once the powdered sugar is fully combined with the milk. Once ready, I'm going to place my glaze aside and wait for the tiramisu rolls to cool down a little bit. Once cooled, I'm going to pick my glaze and drizzle. So this is how my tiramisu rolls are looking. Super excited. Well, just look at that color. They're soft. So this is how my bread is looking. As you can see, it's soft, fluffy, filled with a very nice coffee, cinnamon, and cocoa flavor, which makes the tiramisu rolls so delicious. Oh, wow. And once you bite into the rolls, the glaze is going to add in some sweetness, which makes this recipe so good, so delicious, perfect for you to try out.